Hello children, welcome back to social science class. Today I will teach you economics, first chapter in part 2 book, that is money and credit. Money means everybody knows what is money and all. So according to Robertson, money is anything which is widely accepted in payment for goods or in discharge of other business obligations. Whatever we want to buy, children, we will pay. Is it not? What in form of money? It may be a coin or it may be the currency note. So money has made day-to-day transactions, valuing goods and services as well as storing wealth for the future easier. We can buy goods and services using money as it is a commonly accepted means of payment, measure and store of value. The different stages of evolution of money are, all of a sudden we are not using coin and currency notes, children. It has passed many stages from ancient time till today. That evolved, that is called evolved, how it has changed and it has come to today's coins and paper. Now first, the different stages of evolution of money are: number 1, barter system; second, commodity money; next, metallic money; next, paper money; next, bank money; lastly, plastic money. And recently we say e-money. E means electronic money. ATM will go. Now we'll draw money in ATM. That's called e-money. What is barter system? Exchange of goods for goods without the use of money is called barter system. Commodity to commodity. There is no any weightage. Simply exchanging goods to goods, things to things. Now in olden days, now people, they were using this, adopted this barter system. To solve these difficulties associated with the barter system, a commodity of a prescribed size and weight was adopted as money or standard commodity. All things were measured in terms of that commodity for the purpose of exchange of goods. This is referred to as commodity money. Some of the commodities that were used as money in different countries were, not now, were cattle in Greece, sheep in Rome, teeth in China, etc. Today, weight stone for 100 grams, 50 grams stone we are using now, that measuring stones and all. 1 kg, 5 kg, 10 kg and all. And also nowadays they are using that clock type, the thread type and all. Now, what are the metals we use today to make money in the form of coins? That is gold, silver, bronze. They are all used as metals. And the standard weight, fineness, why we are using the money, that metal money, there is a question. So we are using the metal money because of the standard weight, fineness and general acceptability of metals such as gold, silver and bronze made them a very suitable medium of exchange. The coins minted out of these metals were of different denominations, gradation. Now today we have 50 paisa, 1 rupee, 2 rupee, 5 rupee. Is it not? 10 rupee has gone. 10 rupee coin no one is using. Were easily divisible, were portable, means we can carry anywhere the coins, and were convenient in making payment. Now here I am showing the old Indian coin. The medium of exchange is something that buyers will exchange with a seller when they want to purchase goods or services from the seller. Money is anything which is commonly accepted as a medium of exchange and in discharge of debts. Debts means loan. In a barter system, goods are directly exchanged without the use of money. I told you goods for goods. What a person decides to sell should be exactly what the other wishes to buy. This system had many drawbacks. If anyone wants to buy ragi, and then the potter will go to ragi fellow and then he will ask him to give ragi for exchange of the pots. The ragi, grower, he may not need of that pot. He will say, I don't want pot, so I can't give ragi. So no, there is no any exchange will take place, and necessity, demand, and the supply, all this will not take place. Economic activity will not take place. It was not taking place in the barter system. Today it's not like that. Money, if we have money, we can buy anything according to the quantity or quality, whatever it is. Modern forms of money include currency, paper, notes and coins. It is accepted, universally as a medium of exchange because the currency is authorized by the government of the country. Now see the coins and rupees and in the denominations they are given. You can see and understand. Now next, now I'll proceed. How did paper money came before going to the RBI? I will just explain how did paper money came into existence. As the metallic coins were not safe to carry from one place to another, traders began to carry written documents issued by well-known financiers as evidence of the quantity of money with them. These documents were accepted and exchanged for money. Later, government started issuing such written documents referred to as promissory notes. Then, central banks established by the respective countries started printing notes, currency that had the guarantee of the government. This paper money became legal, tender, or legally acceptable money. What is bank money? As the trade and commerce flourished, banks started issuing instruments for easier and faster transactions. This is called bank money. Bank money are checks, drafts, deposits, receipts, etc. are examples of such instruments. What is plastic money if they ask? Banks issue credit and debit cards through which transactions and transfers of money take place. These cards are referred to as plastic money. Plastic money also referred to as e-money, electronic. Plastic money or credit and debit cards issued by banks are used for transactions and transfer of money. Since these transactions are done through electronic means, it is called e-money. Now, next I'll proceed to the structure of the banking system in India. The banking system in India consists of the State Bank of India and 20 public sector commercial banks, regional rural banks, private sector banks and cooperative banks. Now, importance of banks. Banks play an important role in economic development. Banks mobilize the savings of the public and make them available to investors, thereby helping the process of capital formation. Banks provide a convenient means of transfer of money through the accounts of customers. Everyone is having accounts now in the bank. They offer higher rate of interest on the money deposited by people. They give loans to borrowers at lower rates of interest. They also discount bills of exchange. They lend money for the development of agriculture, industry and services. Banks also invest in government security. Now, there must be a leader for all the banks. The Reserve Bank of India is the central bank of India It was established in the year 1935, 1st April. Now, the functions of the Reserve Bank of India. Number 1, it has the monopoly of note issue. Second, it is a banker to the government. Third, it acts as the banker's bank. Fourth, it acts as the national clearing house for settlement of transactions between banks. Fifth, it acts as the regulator and control of credit in the economy. Fifth, it is the custodian of the foreign exchange reserves of the country. Lastly, it promotes banking habit through expansion of the banking system. Now, the Reserve Bank of India is a banker of the government. The RBI accepts deposits of the central and state governments, collects money, that is taxes and other charges, and also makes payments on behalf of the government. It issues government bonds, treasury bills, and also acts as financial advisor to the government. RBI also extends short-term loans and advances to central and state governments as and when necessary. This shows that RBI is the banker to the government. Now, Reserve Bank of India in the economic development of India, how it acts? The RBI has been playing an important role in framing the development strategy of the Indian economy. It has a rich tradition of data collection, generating useful economic research and knowledge sharing. RBI's measures have helped the country to withstand many financial cities. Here in India, the Reserve Bank of India issues currency notes on behalf of the central government. See here who is standing here? Governor of Reserve Bank of India, appointed by the central government. As per the Indian law, no other individual or organization is allowed to issue currency. No individual in India can legally refuse a payment made in rupees. Now, next, in order to regulate the prices, the RBI varies the supply of money. It also regulates the credit lending by banks through certain quantitative and qualitative credit control measures. There is a question, what is monetary policy? The measures taken to regulate credit, the overall money supply in the economy, and interest rates are together called monetary policy. Now, bank rate, the interest rate at which the RBI lends funds to banks is called bank rate. RBI only will decide the rate of interest to all the banks. Now, all the banks should follow, the rate of interest decided by the RBI. So, RBI, a bank is established, authorized by a government to accept deposits, pay interest, clear checks, and provide loans. These help in transaction as well as transfer of money. Here we are showing Chalan children will fill up between person and places. The facility of checks against demand deposits makes it possible to directly settle payments without the use of cash. Without using the cash, we can, through the paper, entering the paper, and then from our account to the other account, it will transform. Banks use a major portion of the deposits to extend loans, that is called credit. Banks charges a higher interest rate of loans than what they offer on deposits. If we deposit, the rate of interest will be low. But if the bank lends money, for that interest will be more. The difference between what is charged from borrowers and what is paid to depositors is their main source of income. See here also Chalan and Checkleaf we are showing. Already have learnt in the bank transaction in the first book, first chapter of business studies. Reserve Bank of India is the central authority of formulating the fixed policy of banks. Yeah, this is only Reserve Bank of India. It is in Mumbai. Reserve Bank of India is called a banker's bank, mother of banks, or central bank of India. Now, by this I'll conclude my teaching, that is the money and the credit. Now, I'll conclude, and next class I will come with another interesting lesson. Till then, take care. Thank you.